The key to a healthy landlord-tenant relationship is to follow all of the guidelines stated in the legally binding contract for the business. Basically, commercial lease agreements in Colorado aren't much different from residential leases. However, it's vital to know some of the key differences before creating the contract. Welcome back, Loopers. It's Andrew Chung with DoorLoop. Today we're delving into the Colorado Commercial Lease Agreement. This topic is crucial for both landlords and tenants, so stick around for some insightful knowledge. Let's jump right in. Firstly, it's essential to understand the types of leases available. These are gross lease, triple net lease, and modified gross lease. The type you choose will impact who shoulders the property expenses and other operating costs. Make sure to clearly outline these conditions in the contract, ensuring the tenant fully understands before signing. Gross leases are known for benefiting the tenant over the landlord. Here, the tenant pays a fixed amount of monthly rent, whereas the landlord will have to pay for property expenses, including insurance, property taxes, and other operating expenses. Triple net leases, on the contrary, benefit the landlord over the tenant. In this case, the tenant pays for all of the expenses surrounding the property, including monthly rent and common area maintenance. Modified gross leases can benefit those who are looking for a middle ground option. Here, the landlord and tenant can agree on who will pay for the property expenses. Now let's dive into how to write a commercial lease in Colorado. Starting with the primary factors, these include the details of all parties involved, property information, and how the tenant will use the commercial unit. Also, the tenant's obligations to operate and maintain the unit need to be clearly spelled out. If the landlord chooses to discuss the expenses with the tenant, they must agree on who will pay for utilities, maintenance, taxes, and insurance. Next comes the discussion of rent, security deposits, and renewal terms. Be sure to state the amount of rent due each month, when it's due, and any late fees in compliance with Colorado law. As for security deposits, the document should clearly outline where the funds will be stored and how they will be used. For renewals, the landlord may allow the tenant to renew the lease automatically once it ends, but the landlord must add a clause in the document that states this information clearly. It's also essential to ensure the tenant's business complies with Colorado law. This includes having the necessary licenses and permits before signing the lease. You might also include clauses like right of entry, subleasing, waivers, holdovers, parking terms, and indemnification and bankruptcy statements. Remember, the more comprehensive your lease, the less room for misunderstandings. Now let's talk about specific considerations in Colorado. Landlords must include laws and regulations in their lease regarding evictions, damages, and mandatory disclosures like the rider for food use and the lead paint disclosure. Additionally, any intended improvements to the premises should be outlined. At DoorLoop, we understand that drafting an agreement might seem complicated. That's why we have a free lease form on our website that you can download in Word or PDF format. It includes all you need to get started and even has a customizable version. Click on the link in the description below. Drafting an agreement in Colorado doesn't have to be daunting. Just ensure all parties understand each clause and that the agreement is compliant with Colorado laws. Before we get to some frequently asked questions, make sure to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up so we can get this information to more real estate professionals. And here are some frequently asked questions. Number one is, do leases in Colorado need to be notarized? Leases in Colorado don't need to be notarized, but they must have valid signatures. Question number two is, can you add additional clauses? As long as the additional clauses are compliant with Colorado laws, you can add additional clauses to the document for some particular rules surrounding your property and the tenant. And question number three, are commercial leases different from residential leases? The answer is yes. Commercial leases are indeed different from residential leases. They're usually more complex and last longer. Well, that's it for this video. If you want to join a community with other real estate professionals, join our exclusive Facebook community with the link in the description. And to learn more about property management tips, click this playlist here. We'll see you there.